Good morning. Namaste. Let's begin now. Relax yourself. Sit comfortably. Close your eyes and become aware of the breath. Take a deep inhale and exhale slowly. Feel the cool air flowing in and the warm air flowing out. Just notice in which nostril the air is flowing. Sometimes it is flowing in the left nostril, sometimes in the right, and sometimes it flows in both nostrils. The changes in the breath bring about changes in the body, and vice versa. Changes in the body have an impact on the breath. It changes the breath. And changes in the breath have an impact on the mind. So all are interrelated. The breath, body, mind. When we make changes in one of them, then we can bring about changes in the other two. So, the easiest way to bring about changes in the body and the mind is to just focus on the breath. Our only effort is to observe the breath. No need to do anything else. No other work, no other action is required. So just follow the breath, be with the breath, and take the attention deep inside. Let us remember our strong connection to Mother Earth. Just imagine thick white light roots growing from the root chakra and the soles of your feet, going down like a column of crystalline white light and going deep down to the center of the earth. Feel the strong connection. Now we are well grounded in Mother Earth, sending deep love and gratitude to Mother Earth. And through the roots, we are receiving all the love, the the light of wisdom, the energy, and the activations we are receiving from Mother Earth.
Zealand. How are you?
Now visualize the divine source above the head. Imagine a white column of light coming down from the divine source, passing through all the chakras above the head, and filling up into all the chakras, filling up into the full body and aura. This column of light is expanding to a pillar of light, maybe 20 feet wide, all around the aura. And visualize this going deep down, maybe 10 feet or 20 feet deep down into the earth. Feel the strong connection, the oneness, the unity with the divine source. Just to make it easier for us to feel connected, we are imagining in this way. But the truth is that the divine source is so vast and infinite, and we all are within this divinity. So, this divinity is more like the vast spaciousness. It is inside, outside, and all around, everywhere. Just imagining it like a pillar of light helps us to feel that connection. Now imagine this brilliant white light flowing out from the solar plexus like a fountain of golden light. And this golden light is filling up the full body and aura and expanding to 10 feet wide all around. Now let us make an affirmation. I am well grounded and rooted in my divinity. I am well grounded and rooted in my divinity. I am well grounded and rooted in my divinity. I am. Feel all the attention getting focused deep within and feel inside, feel the sensations as we go deeper and deeper within. As our attention goes deep within, we are becoming aware of the tiniest sensations. Just feel if there is any tightness or tension anywhere. Just breathe into that area and relax. With every exhale, we are going into deeper and deeper relaxation. With every inhale, all that golden white light from the divine source is flooding into the full body and aura, flowing in through the chakras, flowing through the nadis. This is the highest vibration energy. So as it flows in, it just dissolves any blockages in the chakras or in the nadis. Feel the sensations as the blockages clear away. We can feel the tightness, tension disappearing. We can feel the deepening relaxation. So just be with the breath and feel the changes inside. Feel the energy. Sometimes we go for a holiday, for sightseeing, to enjoy a new place. And then we may go to some theme park like a Disneyland just to enjoy all the entertainment there. So many rides. So we spend the whole day there enjoying all the variety of experiences. Then at the end of the day, we return back to the hotel or we return back to our home. So when we return back home, we feel so happy, we feel relaxed, we feel very comfortable, and we feel very happy because although we enjoyed the holiday, enjoyed the Disneyland, enjoyed all the varieties of food, still we don't feel like staying there forever. Maybe at the end of the day, or maybe after a few days, we definitely want to return back home. And we feel most happy and comfortable in our own home. So, in the same way, our scriptures tell us, the rishis tell us, this whole world is a world of Maya. Shakespeare says the whole world is a stage. It's as if this whole world is like a vast Disneyland. There is so much going on, so much variety, all sorts of entertainment. And we enjoy this for a while, but gradually we begin to feel exhausted. Gradually we begin to wonder, what are we doing here? Why does it feel tiring and exhausting after a while? This is because This is not our real home. Our real home is deep within. So the whole day, all our attention is outside, and we are looking for that happiness, the feeling of comfort outside. That's because we are looking for it in the wrong direction. That happiness, that comfort, the fulfillment we are looking for is within. Our real home is within. So that's why we just feel like going to sleep at the end of the day. When the body is rested, when we go to sleep, then unknowingly all the attention is withdrawn from the outside and it goes deep within. Unconsciously, this is happening. So during meditation, we are doing this consciously with full awareness. We are withdrawing our attention from the outside and turning it within, allowing ourselves to go deep within and returning back to our own self. Returning back to just awareness. when we are resting in awareness, returning back to awareness, this is like returning back home. So just following the breath leads us back home, deep within, and we feel rested, peaceful, comfortable. Just like when we return home after a holiday, just feel that deep peacefulness, restfulness. Again, when we open our eyes, it is as if we are going out on a holiday, going to Disneyland. It's okay for a while, but if we forget to return back home, then we begin to feel very unhappy and restless. Something is missing, but we don't know what is going wrong. So every morning, We are just returning back home consciously with full awareness, returning back to just awareness. So just be with the breath. If anything arises from within, any memories, thoughts, emotions, just allow it to flow. Don't let your attention follow that. Return back to the breath and just be with the breath. Notice the gap, the gap is the doorway. It's like the front door of the house. We open the front door and return back home. We enter inside. In the same way, this gap is the doorway to exit from the dream world, from the Disneyland, and enter into the home. So, through the gap, we enter into the vast spaciousness, formlessness, feel that vast spaciousness deep inside as well as all around. For example, when we are reading a book, all the attention is on the words, and we don't notice the white paper in the background. That white paper is like the spaciousness. In that spaciousness, the form, the words are present. And those words are narrating some story, and we are experiencing that through the imagination. So we get carried away by the story, and we don't even notice that white paper. Since that white paper is there, the words and the story can exist. But if we observe closely, then we can see that between each word there is a gap. That gap is like a doorway. It leads our attention to the white paper in the background. That white paper always remains the same, and the words and the stories can keep changing. Endless variety. But the gap is very important. Imagine if there is no gap between the words. It would just be a string of letters and it would make no sense. Only because there is a gap, it separates the words, and then each word has some meaning and the story makes sense to us. So, in the same way, we can notice that gap everywhere. Since the gap is there, since that white paper is there in the background, the story can exist and it makes sense. In the same way, suppose we are listening to some music. Imagine if there is a continuous sound. It won't make any sense. After a while, it will become irritating. But if we observe closely, in the beautiful music which is being played, Maybe it's an instrumental music. There are gaps every now and then. Some note is played, then there's a small gap. Again, a few notes are played. Again, there's a gap. So there is the sound and the silence. That silence plays a very important role because there is the silence in the background. There is a silence in between the notes. Because of that sound that becomes musical and we enjoy it. Even in every small action, we can see that gap. Suppose we are eating something. Imagine if we are continuously chewing and swallowing, how exhausting that would be. If you notice carefully, you will see that here also there's a gap. We chew something, there's a gap, then we swallow. Again, there is a gap, then we chew some food. There's a small gap, then we swallow. So there is this gap where there is no movement, no action. It's just a small resting. So this is very important. It is these tiny resting periods for few seconds which makes the eating enjoyable, the movement, the action. Once we finish eating, there is a long gap, a period of rest when we don't eat anything. So you can observe this everywhere. Maybe you meet a friend. Imagine if you continuously keep talking, how tiring and exhausting it would be. And it would not feel pleasurable also. We would feel so exhausted and wish this talking would stop. So when we are with a friend and we talk for a while, then there is a silence. So with the friend, that silence also feels very comfortable. There is no need to be saying something continuously. So, this is when we enjoy those short periods of rest, silence, just relaxing, just being the awareness, doing nothing, just being the presence. Just being the silence, the stillness. This is what makes us to feel the joy. That vast spaciousness, that stillness in the background, that spaciousness in those tiny gaps. Its very nature is joy. Its very nature is peacefulness, calmness. It is not something that we do and achieve. It is always there, always present, just like that white paper, which is always present in the background. It's only when we notice that gap that we can exit the story, we can exit the dream. We call it a dream because it's an ever changing string of experiences. Those experiences are like the ever changing words in a story. So there is a book called Vigyan Bhairava Tantra. This is the teachings of Shiva, and he's teaching so many ways by which we can notice the gap and exit the dream by going through the gap and just remaining as the awareness. That white paper is like the awareness. So, on that white paper, the words appear and disappear. All the stories appear and disappear. Yet that white paper remains unchanged in the same way in this vast field of awareness. All types of experiences appear and disappear, and that awareness remains the same, untouched, unchanged. This itself is the true self. So when we return back to this, only then we feel fully rested, comfortable, peaceful, as if we have returned back home uh, after a long journey. So every morning we are returning back to our own self, like returning back home, getting fully rested, energized, renewed, refreshed, revitalized, returning back to health and well being. So, again, we will be able to go out into the daily life the Disneyland. So, throughout the day, just remember to notice the gap. Just see where all you will be able to notice the gap. It is there all around us. It's just that our attention is always on the movement, always on the changes. So we miss the gap. We don't notice that stillness, that silence, that white paper in the background. For example, you can just even close your eyes and just notice the sound of the traffic. At first, there is a silence. Then you can hear the sound of a car coming from far away. So the sound of the car is, it rises up within that silence softly, then it gets louder. When it's near you, it's very loud. Then again, as it moves away, it becomes softer and softer. Finally, that sound disappears. Again, there is the silence. So notice that silence before the car sound and after the car sound. When you notice that silence, you can feel it deepening. You can feel yourself going deeper into the silence. Just see where all you can observe the gap throughout the day. You will start seeing that gap in many unexpected places. That gap is full of awareness. So just noticing the gap helps us to remain as the awareness Remain without getting attached to any experience. It will be so much easier to allow all experiences to come and go. We neither reject nor cling to any experience. We just accept, allow, let the flow happen. Now, slowly bring attention back to the body. Notice how the whole body, the whole feels so much more peaceful, relaxed, comfortable. Notice the changes. Now, slowly lift up your hands, touch the face, ears, head, neck, shoulders, arms, hands, front of the body, legs. Press your feet, back of the legs, back. Cover your eyes with your palms. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Slowly blink your eyes behind the palms and slowly open your eyes. Thank you so much for joining in. Have a lovely day.